What? Maybe you could tell me. A 4-week-old baby who may or may not feel pain. Let me take your argument and say the 4-week-old baby cannot feel pain.
A 4-week-old baby that's outside of the womb or in the utero.
In utero.
Okay, understood.
So, what is the moral difference of that 4-week-old baby versus you?
Versus me?
Yeah. Why do you matter more than that 4-week-old baby?
Because I have past experience, I also have future experiences. That baby, while it has future experiences, nope, shut up, nope, you are incorrect. That baby does not have any past experiences, and therefore I believe that, yeah, I've probably affected and impacted more people in both a positive and a negative way than that 4-week-old uterus has. I'm sorry, not uterus, embryo.
Yeah, so just to make sure I'm clear,
yeah.
that your moral worldview is that people gain more value the older they get?
Not necessarily the older they get. I would say that people gain more value.
Well, no, you said that based on what they've done. So, like an 82-year-old has more moral value than an 8-year-old. In fact, usually,
no, because it depends.
Just to interrupt, the West actually was built on the opposite idea that we sacrifice the old for the young. But during COVID, we sacrificed the young for the old, and we actually inverted it. It used to be that the grandparents would fall on the sword so that kids could live longer lives. So I'm just trying to understand, like, and from where do you get that moral worldview? Why do you believe that?
Well, I wouldn't even say that what I'm arguing is that it's based off of how many people you know. What I'm saying is, realistically, if you are walking around, right, and you have a 4-week-old uterus, I'm so sorry, I keep saying uterus.
A baby in utero.
Or embryo, okay, in your stomach. And then you have, just take a 4-year-old kid, all right? There are more people who most likely know that 4-year-old kid. That 4-year-old kid has the ability to understand fear, the fact that its life is in danger, and so therefore there's probably more reason, right, to not terminate the life of that 4-year-old rather than the life of the 4-week-old.
So there's so much wrong with that argument. Okay. So under that belief system,
sure.
If by government decree they said let's eliminate the Down syndrome kids.
Do Down syndrome people still have the ability to feel pain, recognize fear, recognize sadness?
But it's highly diminished. But this is not a hypothetical, actually.
Okay.
It's actually you must get an abortion in Iceland if you have a Down syndrome baby. You must.
Yeah, that's really terrible.
Okay, we agree.
Yeah.
Right, but why is it terrible? The abortion, it doesn't matter that much, right? It's just like a clump of cells. Like, why not?
If it is going to directly impact either the mother's life or the baby's life, then yes, I do think that abortion is an important issue. I don't think the government should ever be able to come in and say, hey, you're required to have an abortion. In fact, the whole slogan for the pro-choice movement is your body, your choice. And I know you're going to disagree with that, but that is the whole point.